My purpose for today is to share my entrepreneurial journey, to meet young change makers, and to hear inspiring stories. Maybe you have a different purpose with that. So what is social entrepreneurship? And who are these social entrepreneurs who are sailing on the sea of problems, navigating the opportunity and providing us these solutions? So who are these folks, social entrepreneurs? If I had to answer, or if I am given a choice to describe social entrepreneurship, I think I don't have a clue, because social entrepreneurship has a wide scale of presence from all the way in my village in Morang, maybe somewhere in Kathmandu, or maybe downtown in America. So what is social entrepreneurship about? So who are these social entrepreneurs? Who are these change makers? If I had to put a statement on social entrepreneurship, I think it's an approach that brings social value or economic value or environmental value to the society. So what makes these social entrepreneurs sacrifice their time, sacrifice their energy, see the opportunity within the problems? So I think these crazy folks, these social entrepreneurs, they are derived by their passion, the purpose of why they are in this world. They see the opportunity within the problem and they want to create an impact. They are not driven by the motivation of having a hi-fi life, or maybe a nice holiday in Namche Bazaar, or in Pokhara, or somewhere in Indonesia, in Bali, or maybe you're driving a smooth and luxurious car. They are motivated by the passion of bringing social impact or economic impact. They want to create a better society. They want to create a better communities and hold good for the humanity. So problems. So let's take the social entrepreneurship in the context of our society, of our country. So what problems are we facing these days? Do we have problems? What are the scales of the problems? If you go to our international airport, you see a lot of youth are going abroad, or maybe they are leaving the country. What about our poverty? What about our economic challenge that we are facing right now? What about our inequalities? What about the cracks in our society that we are facing right now? We have a hell of a problems here. Or maybe, what about our education? Is our education provider doing the right job to our young folks? Does our learning in our classroom relate to the real world practice? Is it hands-on? Is it applied? Can our young students, can our young graduates, can they bring the knowledge from the classroom that they gain knowledge, can relate to the real world problems of our society? So me as a social entrepreneur, I have a purpose. And I want to achieve that purpose with my passion, with my motivation. Like me, there are a lot of social entrepreneurs which we see or which may not see, from small scale in the village to the larger impact they are doing. For instance, Mohammed Yunus in Bangladesh. We found that there are two things that connect people in a very fastest way. One is music and one is sports. So we have done a very kind of explorative investigation that music has a very vital role in our society. So taking music as a tool and engaging youth in one umbrella under the music and giving these young folks a different approach of bringing their education, bringing their expertise, bringing their passion to bring some difference in the community. So we thought that these guys, they are learning, they are educating, they are graduating every year, but do they have a real hands-on project that they can relate their education into a real-world practice? So we kicked off this Nepal Music Festival, a crazy project back in 2012 in Nepal, where we engaged a lot of volunteers. It's a non-profit festival. So we call applications from the volunteers. We get like 300, 400 applications. We enroll them. We teach them how to do a real project. So these volunteers, these young folks from college, from university, we train them 3-4 months in different verticals. Maybe someone are interested in stage management, someone in artist management, someone wants to write a proposal, someone wants to work in marketing, someone audience management. So we have like 13, 14 verticals based on their passion, based on their interest. They are mentored for 3 to 4 months, and they do the festival. They execute the festival. We mentor them if they need help. We guide them, we support them, we motivate them. And it's the first of its kind in South Asia that we execute a non-profit, volunteer-run music festival within the concept, within the DNA of social entrepreneurship at the top of their mind. How can we engage, how can we bring the perspective of entrepreneurship within this project? And also, we want to tap our culture as one of the engine of economy. How can we tap culture? How can we create resources from within our culture, which is an absolutely advantage? We don't have big multinational companies, we don't have BMW factory, we don't have iPhone company. So what do we have? We thought we have a culture. So that's why I argue, I debate about cultural entrepreneurship. How can we have a lens of seeing an economy within our culture? So cultural entrepreneurship is also a part of the Nepal Music Festival. See, there are a lot of festivals. Recently, we had Indra Festival where thousands of people came and they went home. So there is no modeling of how can we see the economic lens within that festival. If you see in Europe, there are a lot of big festivals, which is not in calendar, but in our Nepali calendar, we have like 14, 15, 16, 20 festivals within the calendar. So we don't have any marketing cost. People come together in one notice, they come gather and they go home. But we don't have that modeling. So maybe we can tap economy from our culture. That's how we celebrate at the end of the project. They go back to their own profession. They learn about entrepreneurship. There is a networking. There is a discourse going on. There is a different perspective going on. And they do the different kind of projects after the festival. They learn from us. Social entrepreneurs sometimes they are called crazy folks. They challenge the status quo. They are the disruptors. They think from different perspective, maybe out of the box. So me and my team, we were the organizers, and we want to do this even from a different perspective, because we found there is a gap. How do we execute the event? So youth are not interested in to be part of the event. So we found this conventional way of practice needs to be changed. Sometime, in our political event, guests are more than the audience. There are 50 guests on stage and 30 in the audience. So that's an irony, right? That doesn't fit into the modeling. So how can we do a different modeling so that we can be a front runners in inspiring the other events? So we found like 5 challenges. So number 1 was execute on time. So kick off the event on time. Number 2, just the speakers, they should come on stage. Rest, they should be on the audience. Number 3, how can we bring all those VVIPs, the top leaders, within the crowd? There should be no one on stage except the speakers. So how do we do that? That was number 3. So number 4 was, in political event, from the start to the end, there are a lot of guests and coming, and the moderator has to call their names in order to respect them, and so on and so forth. So how can we stop that? That was number 4. And number 5 is, how can we conclude the event on time? So that was the challenge for us. So we decided that we made a strategy that we need to do this, but in a very effective way, because we will be like criticized not doing the event in a formal way or in the normal practice. So that's the stage, right? So there is no space on stage. So we made a big banner, right? So big banner, 2 banners. So there shouldn't be any space for that, so that people can, there is no chairs there, and all the guests, they should be on the crowd. So there is completely no space on stage. So that was one tactic. Number 2 was just the speakers. There was a podium on stage, just the speaker, we invited them, they gave their keynote speech, and they're back with the crowd. Number 3, we didn't call any guest names, just the speakers, that's it. No chief guest, no guest, nothing. Because we want to deliver the event on time. So that was number 3. Number 4, we executed the event on time, because we kicked off on time and we delivered the event on time. And after we did this event, we were criticized, So no guest, no chief guest, everyone should be on the crowd. The speaker comes on stage, and then that's it. So I think being a front runner, inspiring, I think we took the lead so that at some point, at some day, people might get learning from what we tried to achieve. He was an entrepreneur. He had a noodle factory, very active in his village, trying to help people, running back and forth, trying to engage in social work. So he came in my contact, and he was a very kind of rural guy, His home is in village, in Mirgolia, in the faraway kind of rural area. So during the process, since I met him, I was kind of his mentor, trying to give him inspiration from scratch, knowledge of entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship, business, society, community. So time went by, and during the whole process, I was kind of mentoring him, guiding him, and from different angles, different perspective, networking is there. From micro level to macro level, they are the inspirers. They inspire people. They do role modeling. So the question is, or the question I'm leaving to you is, how can we be that change agent, or how can we be that enablers, so that we have a lot of entrepreneurs that can contribute to the society for the common good, for the economic welfare, for the social welfare? I think that should be the takeaway of the day. Thank you very much.